Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to you from my end. It's so exciting to be here today again to celebrate the graduation ceremony and award ceremony of cohort 19 of our LinkedIn Elevation program. I'm so grateful to God for the grace that He has given us to keep going. So I'm looking at the chat. If you're joining us from LinkedIn or from YouTube, let me know when you come on board. Today we have a special guest that I'm so excited that we're going to be learning a lot from her journey. She's someone I've really admired a lot from afar, and she was even one of our awardees during the Ascension conference, right? She received an award. So we're going to be talking about all that in a minute, but I'm going to give a moment to let people come into the room. As you come in, let me know, say hello to me in the chat, let me know that you are here, tell me where you're joining from. It's so exciting to be here today. And we are so grateful to God for that, right? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And as you come in, also help us to share the event, right? Just help us repost the event so that other people who are just LinkedIn and not having anything to do, probably they would see you repost the event and they would join in. So let me know, right? Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know that my mic is clear and my voice is coming through clearly, right? So that we can start the event proper. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me look at LinkedIn to be sure. And we are so grateful. Okay. So I can hear myself on LinkedIn. As you come in, also help us to repost the event, please, so that more and more people would come into the room. So welcome. As you come into the room, let me know where you're joining from in the chat. Let us know where you're joining from. We are going to be starting in just 1 minute. We'll be starting in just 1 minute. So we're just giving time for people to join, people to come into the room. Oh, I see Grace. Grace says, hello. Where are you joining from, Grace? Let me know where you're joining us from. And then I see more and more people joining. Joel said he's joining from Jos, Nigeria. Wow, it's been a while I've been in Jos. I actually grew up in Jos. Joel, it's good to have you here. Foster, I hope you will come up on stage to say something. It's so good to see you here, Foster. Let me send you the link so that if you are available and you want to come to, if you want to come to the room, to the studio, you can come into the studio. So I'm pasting it on the group. That's a link to graduation. If you want to come, welcome, 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 everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. We have Ambassador Professor Dr. Hamid Ahmed. You said you're here. You're joining us from Ghana. Thank you so much for being here. It's exciting to have you here. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, we are going to start. We have just like 1 hour to be here, right? You know, for my events, I really like to keep it on time so that we can have very quality conversations without feeling like we are holding on to ourselves. I know most of the people attending this event are really busy people. You have so many other things that you're doing. So let me get started by introducing myself. My name is Dr. Amaka Ifeduba, and I'm the founder and lead coach of Scholar of Mentoring Academy. At Scholar of Mentoring Academy, basically we do two major things, right? We do two main things at Scholar of Mentoring Academy. The first one, we started by helping graduate students who want to come to the United States for grad school. So we help them through the process. I came to the United States from Nigeria for grad school. Myself, I came to get my PhD here. And then the second one, we have our LinkedIn Elevation program, our personal branding and personal development program, where we actually help professionals, teach them how to show up on the platform like LinkedIn and own the space, show up and really stand out, show up and advocate for themselves, show up and learn how to build a personal brand that can help them to advance their career and their businesses. And that's the conversation we'll be having with our special guests today. So that's what we do at Scholar Up. And we've been hosting our programs for 9 months now. We'll be hosting our programs for quite a while. And before I move forward, let me share a quick video from Scholar Up for just 1 minute, and then we can get going.
Success begins with the right guidance and opportunities. And at Scholar Up Mentoring Academy, we are here to help you unlock your full potential. Whether you're preparing for graduate school applications or building a standout professional presence on LinkedIn, we provide the tools and support you need to thrive. Our programs are designed to help you craft a compelling personal brand, position yourself for global opportunities, and achieve your dreams. Led by Dr. Amaka Ifaduba, a dedicated mentor and coach, Scholar Up empowers you with personalized mentoring, actionable resources, and proven strategies to take bold steps toward a brighter future. Scholar Up Mentoring Academy is more than a program. It's a community dedicated to helping you succeed. Take the first step today and discover how we can guide you on your journey to greatness. Follow our page for updates and access all our resources at linktree.com/ScholarUpAcademy. Your success story starts here.
Okay. All right, so that's Scholar Up in brief. So while that was playing, I see many more people have come into the room. Grace says she's joining from Vienna in Austria. Thank you for being here. I see Ade Tope says, hello, where are you joining us from? Let us know where you're joining us from. And Professor Roxana, as usual, she's joining us from South Carolina. Thank you, Prof, for being here. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for always being there. It's always inspiring to see you, just keep showing up and solving a lot of problems, right? Just showing that it's never too late for one to build a personal brand and use their brand to build their businesses and their career. All right. I'm going to be bringing in our guest speaker. Our guest speaker is someone, like I said, someone that I really admired for so long, and we've just become friends, more or less, the way LinkedIn brings people together and you can just begin to do things together and all of that. Let's see. So we have Nadine. I'm going to be reading her bio in a bit. How do I correct the orientation? Okay. So Nadine, I don't know if your network is bad, but I don't see your camera coming on. Hello, Nadine, do you hear me? Let me check with her. I don't know if she's hearing me. Let's try again. Let me remove her. And I don't see you on the screen. I'll remove you and bring you back and see. Okay. Could you just try coming back in, if possible? Maybe try coming back in again. Yes, leave and rejoin. Okay, good. So while Nadine is doing that, let's see who is in the chat and what everybody's saying. I think her network was stuck for a minute, we'll see who is here. So we'll see. Jemima is joining us from Ghana. Thank you so much, Jemima, for being here. It's exciting to have you here. We have Shola. Shola is joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Shola is one person that volunteered with us during the Ascension, did such amazing work. Thank you, Shola, for being here. It's exciting to see you here. We have Esther. Esther is one of the graduates, just like Shola. Thank you, Esther, for joining. We're in Nigeria. You say you're joining from Nigeria. Nigeria is so big, right? We also have Cynthia. Cynthia also volunteered and did such amazing work when we were having the Ascension. Actually won one of the awards too, just like Shola too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Cynthia is joining us from Delta State. Thank you for being here, Cynthia. So I see that Nadine has rejoined. So let me try to bring her up now. Let's see. Oh, okay. So welcome, welcome. Nadine, do you hear me?
Thank you so much. I can hear you. I was hearing you before. I don't know what happened.
Oh, all
I
right.
could hear everything and then suddenly
Okay, well, welcome, welcome. So today we have quite a number of people who are excited to learn from you. But before that, let me do a quick intro, right? So Nadine Niba, CPA, MBA, is the Abata Regional Leader for RICS Advisory Services. at the BDO Canada LLP, where she oversees internal audits, IT audits, ICFR, and enterprise risks management for clients across diverse industries. With over a decade of Big Four experience, she brings deep expertise in technology and business risks. Nadine is also the award-winning author of Quarterback, an immigrant's guide to corporate America, an Amazon #1 bestseller, recognized with the CPA Abata Early Achievement Award, the Sayet Outstanding Young Alumni Award, and multiple leadership honors. Nadine is passionate about empowering professionals to thrive in corporate North America while building resilient organizations. So you can see it from her being here on a Sunday. There's 1001 things she can be doing. But when I said, hey, Nadine, come and be the special guest at our graduation, she didn't even argue. She was like, sure, send me the calendar. So thank you so much, Nadine. I know you are very busy. I appreciate you taking the time to be here to just have a conversation, right? We just want to learn a little bit from your journey, encourage the graduates, and just get started. So welcome to the stage. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Amaka. And you're doing an amazing job with Scholar Up Academy. Kudos to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We have so many people. So we're just going to jump into the conversation because, like I said, I always like our events to be like 1 hour so that, people are not just held on for too long, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just going to get started today. We want to talk about conversation, this whole visibility thing that we're always talking about, build a personal brand. It didn't used to be a thing a couple of years ago, but now it looks as though if you're not building a personal brand as a professional, especially as a young professional, it looks like you're doing yourself a disservice. So you, as Nadine, you've built a strong personal brand without being everywhere, but you've managed to make your mark. How do professionals know when their visibility is strategic instead of just performative, where you're just all over the place and not fitting anything from it?
Okay. So through and that's a very good question. So throughout my career, I came to learn that visibility without intention is noise. In order to be visible, you have to, just like everything else, start with the why. Why do I want to be visible? So, strategic visibility answers the question, what problem am I known for solving? So, when you're being strategic with your visibility, you're very intentional with, I want to be known as somebody who is extremely good in sales. I want to be known as somebody who is extremely good in internal audit. I want to be known as somebody who is extremely good with talking about immigration issues. Performative visibility is the same as virality. I want my reel to go viral. Having something, a video you posted or something you posted go viral for 1 day is not the same as as strategic visibility in a professional context. The reason why I brought this into the question is because I've often had so many questions from folks like, I want to be visible, I want to be visible. And then I ask them, why do you want to be visible and why do you think right now you're not visible? And most often the responses I get is, when I post something, I don't get so many people comment on it, so many people repost it, it doesn't go viral. And then I say, that is virality, it's not strategic visibility in a professional context. Before LinkedIn, we only often knew people because they did a great invention. We knew Albert Einstein for what he did. Like, people got visible professionally when they did something great. LinkedIn came into the equation as a professional platform to help professionals showcase their professionalism, what they are good at. It's very important that to be strategic with your visibility, always go back to that drawing board. I'm a professional. What do I want to be known for in my career? Don't be that person that just wakes up and is going with the flow. Whatever is trending on social media, you're posting it. Okay, this is what is trending today. I'm just going to post about it too to get a lot of engagement. That's different from strategic visibility. When I was building my career, I was very deliberate. I did not necessarily comment on everything or chase every trend that was going on social media. I focused on sharing insights where I had earned credibility, risk, governance, leadership, and career navigation for immigrants. If you visit my social media, you realize that within a minute you'll be able to tell this is what this girl is about. So it doesn't matter how something else goes viral. If it's not my area of expertise, I, I don't necessarily have to post about it. I don't have to dabble into something that is not what I'm about. And this really goes into building your professional brand. Strategic visibility is being intentional about the professional brand that you want to build. Let me quick take home points about this. Decide what you want to be known for. I want to be known as an exceptionally good virtual assistant. I want to be known as an exceptionally good salesperson. I want to be known as an exceptionally good accountant. And even in accounting, it's very broad. What part of it? Do you want to be known as a good external auditor, a good internal auditor? You want to be known as somebody who is very good in regulatory requirements? Pick one and then deep go deep into that one, so much so that if a conversation needs to be held about that topic, it should get to a point where they say this conversation is not complete until we get Nadine's opinion on it. That should be your goal. That's strategic visibility.
That is like, I like the way you really explained it, right? Because there's always the confusion with virality and visibility and the number of engagements post a gathering, and the question is always, why do you want to do it? That's
Yeah.
really like the question I ask all the people in my cohort every day. I would ask, why do you want to build a personal brand? What's the point? What does success look like for you? And for everybody, it's different. So you have to search
Exactly.
yourself and find that answer. So that leads me to my next question, right? What are
Yeah.
some of the non-negotiables people must get right before putting themselves out there? What are some of those things that you feel that is important? I know you've mentioned it's important to, double down on your why and all of those things, but are there other things that, professionals, young or whatever level, that feel like, okay, these are the things I need to get right before I really jump on this personal branding thing?
I think the important thing is authenticity. And I think this is going to roll into the next area that we want to jump into, the conversation about credibility before visibility. Authenticity is very important because I want you to own the level where you are in your career. So I like to use examples. I'm in professional services. In professional services, the rank to the top is associate, senior associate, manager, senior manager, and then maybe there's a director rank in between that, and then you get to partner. I wouldn't expect an associate to be claiming to be a subject matter expert on partner level things. You haven't gotten there yet. So own where you are. You might still just be at the entry level. There are things at the entry level of every career that it is expected that a 10 on 10 entry level professional should have mastered those things. Master those things and talk about the things for your level. That's the authenticity I'm talking about in this context. Don't go getting into conversations, posting about things, and talking about things in places where you have not mastered the details or really the facts in that area. And it's very okay to start your branding journey by saying, I'm new into my journey as a sales executive. And this phase of my journey, I'm going to strictly focus on talking about the myths, the things I thought this is what I thought sales was. But now that I'm just starting, this is what I see. It's okay at a certain point to talk about your ignorance. These are the things I was ignorant about. This is what I learned. Nobody is going to hold a professional, write off a professional or discount your credibility for saying, last week, I did not know this, but this week, this is what I learned that counteracts that information. And this is the additional knowledge I have now that has moved me forward. And so the goal is not to appear as an expert at every point in time. The goal is to be authentic with your progression journey and build your brand through the ranks.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very important point. And yes, it's something that I always would emphasize, that it's important to own your journey. Talk about the things you know, because I think what frustrates people is wanting to show up as the expert that you are not already. Because
Exactly.
like for me, when I showed up on LinkedIn, I tell my people all the time, I say I showed up, I talked about grad school because I was in grad school. And then I was
Exactly.
sharing about my grad school journey. I was sharing my learnings, what I was learning about it until I graduated. And it's like your personal brand has to evolve with you. It has to
Yeah.
show that progression that you're growing as a person. So thank you for making that point. I see a lot of our friends in the comments who are saying, still telling us where they are joining from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I always like to stop and have a quick chat with them. So Cynthia says from Nigeria. Nigeria is so big, right? We say Abdul Razak says joining from Kano, Center of Commerce. Good to have you here. And then we have Christian who is joining from the UK. Good. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions on the conversation, feel free to put it on the chat. I'll ask Nadine. Sharif is joining from Delta. Thank you for being here. Ikenna is also joining from Port Harcourt. So many people. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Rosemary, she's joining from Michigan, the USA. Thank you for being here. Esther is joining from Nasarawa, Nigeria. Wow. Thank you so much for being here. And then Shola is reiterating what you said. He said visibility without intention is noise. That is so, so true. That's really, really true. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for keeping the chat busy. If you've not reposted the event, please repost the event. We are having such important conversation that I believe that every professional, whether young or old, want to listen to really understand, because there's a lot of misconception about how people should show up. And that brings a lot of frustration to people because they feel like I have to just show up and be all that. So that will lead me to my next question. From your experience, what specific visibility actions most often translates to promotion, to clients, or to leadership opportunities? Because we have seen that sometimes you can be very viral and still nothing good is happening in your life,
Because
right?
it's not strategic, right?
Right.
And
So what
and
are
that's
some of
and
those
that's why you need
actions?
to get out of virality into strategic visibility. So now I'm going to be very practical in answering this question because I want people to actually take it and implement it in their daily work. So what kind how would you implement strategic visibility? Let me reframe this question so that the listener just pick it out. How will you implement strategic visibility in order to get a promotion on the job? Now you are on a job. Let's take, for example, you're a project manager and this project has been assigned to you for you to execute from start to end. This is how I'm going to execute this job strategically, keeping myself visible to any promotion at the end of the day. We always have to keep in mind that there's no organization that would not reward you if you're actually really contributing value to the bottom line. They will. The problem is a lot of people do contribute value to the bottom line, but they don't make it known that they contribute value to the bottom line. You need to understand that in the workplace, everybody is looking out for themselves. So even when you have a manager over you, you cannot sit and expect that the amazing work you're doing, they are taking notice. Their job is not to come to work every day and take notice of what you're doing. Their job is to come to work every day, get their own job done, and make their own leaders take notice of their own job and progress their own career. And so you have to take that bull by the horn for yourself and make them notice what you do. So back to the project manager, you're managing this project. What I'm going to do, first things first, I'm going to come up with my plan, have a meeting with my supervisor and say, this is the plan, this is the schedule. I expect that in the first 3 weeks we will have achieved this. In the next 6 weeks we will have achieved this. And I'm showing this plan to my supervisor and also saying, and I also expect that by this point we will have spent this amount of the budget. By this point, we'll have spent this amount of the budget. By 6 months' time, the project will be concluded and we will have achieved this. Now, I've given him a timeline with deliverables on what we would do at every point in time. Next thing, I'm gonna put a 2 minutes depending on the length of the project. If it's a 6 months project, I probably put a weekly catch up on my director's calendar every Monday. Now, when I put that meeting on his calendar every Monday, I'm going in there to tell him how the work has gone. Week 3 catch up. I just want to give you a quick update on how the project is progressing so far. So week 3, let's just say is building. It's a construction project, and by week 3, the foundation has been done. If you look at the plan, we were expecting that by week 3 we would only have thrown stones on the land, but by now, we are actually ahead of curve. we were able to throw the stones and start the foundation. I want to bring to your attention that we had some challenges. We had some vendors that did not show up when we expected them to show up. We had some vendors that brought in low quality material, but I did not let this slow down the project. I was able to use my initiative, go source new vendors that comply with the company's policy, who were able to come in and deliver this on time with better quality material. So at the end, we're able to achieve a better quality job. We finished ahead of schedule and we saved the company $300,000. That 300,000 goes back to the company's bottom line. There is no way you'll be positioning yourself as this kind of person, and at the end of the year, you're not coming up with a promotion and a bonus. But do you know what most people do? You go through the project, you even experience this kind of challenges that I've explained. You had vendors that didn't show up on time, low quality material, or didn't even show up at all, and you actually went over and beyond to solve that problem. But nobody's gonna know that you even did that, because in your mind it's expected that I do that anyway. No, you did it. That was something valuable. You need to talk about it. I did this. So what you're doing is you're giving consistent status update about this project you're working on, but you're also creating visibility on your professionalism, how you're able to take initiative, how accurate you are at managing projects. That's visibility. So the reason why I use an internal example is because it's very important to set the foundation right internally. You have to be known for doing a very good job internally to get the promotion before you start posting whatever on LinkedIn. Don't get it wrong. Don't do it the opposite direction. Don't be the person who is doing an amazing job on LinkedIn, but internally you're not getting the job done. So it needs to start from inside the house to outside. It's going to get to the point where it's even those supervisors that you're reporting into, and they've been seeing how you're always on time, on budget, or saving the company money. That will start saying this person is an amazing project manager. Yes, you can go on LinkedIn and you want to build a brand on LinkedIn on project management and how things are going, and you're talking about strategies that you use, how you lead your team, how you're able to handle challenges, because of course that is what you do for work, and you're building your brand on the professional social media platform, talking about the things that you do, and you realize that your supervisors are putting meaningful comments under it, and the comments are saying, yeah, you're right, I remember how you handled this project, that was amazing, man. Others are watching, and that's more credible. So it lands you a promotion internally, but because it is really factual and true, and you really did the work, externally it's attracting other, because now when they're commenting, other employers are looking at that and they're like, who is this person? I'm gonna offer them 100,000 more to come work for me. Yeah, whether you go or not is up to you, but you get where I'm going to.
Yeah, I get the point. I hear you clearly, Nadine, but it looks like you get stuck. I don't know if it's just me, but I hear you, but then you just stop. But your voice is coming through clearly. So, and I believe, let us know in the chat if you can still hear Nadine. I hear her clearly, but I realize that she's actually stuck. Do you still hear me? Okay, yeah, good. I think that's fine. It's good that you removed the background. Maybe that's the issue.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But did everybody get me?
I think so. Did you all hear, because she was making such important points? Let us know in the chat if you got everything that she was saying, right? Just let us know in the chat. Just let me know. Yeah, we heard her really well. I was hearing you. You were just like your picture was not moving. Okay, so we
Maybe I should just
see.
leave the background out because it's like,
Yes, just leave it out.
yeah.
Yeah, just leave. So my Bianca says she's joining from Lagos, the Center of Excellence. Thank you for being here. We have Gloria. Gloria said she's joining from Ghana. So the only country with the best jollof rice. Are we still on this again? Nigeria is the country with the best jollof rice. Please, let's not have that argument. Yeah, of course, Shola Seji, you're joking. All right. And then Chinasa is here. I know Chinasa is joining from the UK, from the US, and she said the change should come from within. That is absolutely true. Thank you. Yes, so we did hear you, but I think it's good. Let's leave the background out just to be safe. We're having such wonderful conversation. I don't want us to have any interruptions. So I'm going to ask you one more questions, and then I'm going to announce the award receivers for this graduation, so that if they're around, they can come to the backstage while we wrap up our conversation. So for those of you in cohort 19, just after Nadine answers this next question, I'll be announcing the award winners so that if you want to come to the back of the stage to just say a thing or two, then you have the opportunity to do that before we wrap up today. All right. Now I want to talk about your book. You have this wonderful book. I think that was a part of the things that kind of really attracted me. I'm like, wow, you wrote this book, Quarterback, The Immigrant's Guide to Corporate North America. What motivated you to write the book? And what are some of the opportunities that this book has created for you that you did not even anticipate, right? Can you
Yeah.
share with us a little bit about this journey?
Yeah, I wrote quarterback because I kept seeing talented professionals, especially immigrants, struggle in silence. And this also largely came from my experience. I struggled in silence too for a long time before I cracked the code. And going through the workforce, I'm speaking to so many immigrants holding a lot of leadership roles across very large firms in the employee resource groups. A lot of the professionals felt really comfortable to talk to me about the struggles they were facing. And it wasn't very different from the same struggles I had faced in the first 5 years of my career. They had skills, they had the credentials, they had the work ethic, but they did not have the playbook. And they were working hard without understanding how decisions were actually being made in corporate North America. So I wrote quarterback to be that playbook I didn't have when I started my own journey in corporate North America. The thing to here is, even though I titled Quarterback An Immigrant's Guide to Corporate North America, it's had impact all over. I've had people reading this book from the United Kingdom, from Australia, from Brazil, from Nigeria, from Cameroon, and they reach out to me and they tell me, yes, you spoke about the challenges immigrants face in corporate North America, but I'll tell you, when I went through it, it's the same challenge I'm facing here. So yes, it's an immigrant's guide to corporate North America, but the strategies in the book will serve you in corporate anywhere, regardless of wherever you are. And I wrote the book not from a perspective of being a victim. It was more so to say, these are the challenges. I know the challenges. I've conquered them. And these are the strategies I used to conquer them, so you can conquer them too. And when the book was released, I didn't even expect that the book was going to become a bestseller. So being a bestseller actually surprised me, because when you're writing something, you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those books where I'm gonna be telling my friends, I wrote a book, it's on Amazon. I think you should go check it out. No, that was not the case. This book became a bestseller 24 hours after publication. So I did not even need to market the book anymore. And then I was just having this inpouring of messages from everywhere, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. I wake up every day to a message or someone is telling me, I read quarterback 1 month down the line. I got a recognition at work. Nadine, thank you so much. Oh, I read quarterback. It's 3 months now. I'm being considered for a promotion. Nadine, thank you so much. I didn't know that I was doing all the right things, but I didn't know how to make the decision makers know that it was me doing these things. I had people speak to me how they'll even get things done, but they'll tell somebody else to present it on their behalf because they didn't want to talk. So and they were like, after reading quarterback, I said to myself, no, I'm not supposed to do it this way. The fulfilling thing for me the most has been the number of lives that it has changed. Writing quarterback was therapeutic for me, and at the end of writing the book, it felt like I had just gone through a 100-hour therapy session that transformed my mind. So I was the first person that was liberated by the book. However, the number of people that this book has either helped them get their promotion, helped them regain their respect at work is enormous. So let me even talk about the opportunities that have come to me as a result of the book. And this even ties into the women's March is women's March, um women's month. I think March 8th is Women's Day or so, and the theme was give to gain. And I was reflecting on the theme of the Women's Day for this year, give to gain, because I had been invited to be the keynote speaker for a lot of organizations that are celebrating the Women's Day, and they kept telling me, "We want you to be the keynote speaker because the theme of this year's Women's Day is really just your story." And so when I think about it, I wrote quarterback to give, but I've been the person that has gained the most as a result of that giving. The book positioned me as not just as someone that was seeking opportunity, but as somebody that was creating value. It almost made me a subject matter expert in the challenges and the challenges faced by immigrants in corporate North America, and the strategies that they can implement to succeed. So, can I really, I can't quantify how much opportunity has come to me as a result of this book. Today is January 25th, 2026. But I have a calendar booked with speaking engagements with very large organizations, very large platforms. I have my calendar booked until July just because of the visibility that Quarterback gave me. But when I was writing this book, I was sincerely pouring my all to help fellow immigrants. That was the only thing I had in mind. The aftermath of what I did, I never saw it coming. I never believed it. And I didn't think it was going to happen that way, but it did. So if there's anything anybody's going to get out of my testimonial today from Quarterback is whatever you do it from a selfless perspective. Just be a person who intentionally wants to create value. Go around create value in your workplace, create value in your community. You are going to gain a lot from doing that. You are not doing it because you wanted to gain something, but trust me, when you do something so well and so selflessly, the universe will always respond in ways that you will not imagine. Universe, if you don't believe in God, God, if you believe in God, it will respond in a way that you wouldn't believe it. I don't think I've recovered from the aftermath of Quarterback. I haven't. With a calendar that full, I definitely have not recovered, but I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it. Yeah.
Did, and I saw the amazing event that you did the other time,
Yeah.
right? And the number of people when you launched the book and all of those things.
Oh, I didn't talk
It's
about
like,
the book launch.
yeah, like
There were
that
over
was,
400 people at the book launch.
yeah, that was huge. That was
Yeah.
that was huge. And congratulations to you, Nadine.
Thank you.
It's no small achievement, but there's something that you said that stuck in my mind. It's like be someone who does things selflessly. Just
Yeah.
intentionally put out good into the world. And when the universe begins to respond, even you will be shocked, right?
Yeah.
So that's such an amazing, amazing testimony. So I'm just going to take just a quick break now to announce our award winners. And this will just be to give them the opportunity, if they are here in the call, to come to the backstage if they want to say something so that we can have all our conversation in 1 hour. We have just like 5 awards that we usually have for each cohort. So by the time I announce them, give us the drum roll in the chat. Say congratulations to the winners, because it's not easy to be recognized for any kind of award as long as you are competing with a group of people. So the first one, we have the most consistent. I think consistency is one of the most difficult things to have on LinkedIn or in personal branding generally. To be able to be consistent, to show up when you feel like it, when you don't feel like it, when your life is falling apart, when your life is moving on, and you find the courage to show on. It takes a lot. So for the person who embodied that spirit of persistence, consistently posting valuable content every day at around the same time, demonstrating commitment and reliability that motivated the whole cohort. This award goes to Cassandra Olubusola Dairo. Congratulations to you, Cassandra. That's such a huge achievement. So proud of you. Let's congratulate her in the chat. And then I'm going to move on to the second category. Like I said, if you want to come to the back of the stage, you have the link already. Feel free to come to the back of the stage while we complete the conversation. I want us to be done in an hour. The Engagement Champion Award. This award goes to the person that was active in liking, commenting, sharing other people's posts. They were in the heart of every conversation. They brought thoughtful feedback to the group. They were conversing with everybody. The Engagement Champion Award goes to no other person but Shola Adeniran. Congratulations to you, Shola. I've seen you in the chat, still dropping comments and all that. Congratulations. So proud of you. If you're available to come on stage, please feel free to do that before we finish. The third category, we have the Most Improved Award, the most improved within the space of these 21 days. So for the individual who has truly blossomed on their LinkedIn journey, growing in their writing style, showing up consistently, and they turn their LinkedIn presence into a brand, right? Into a beautiful brand. This award goes to no other person but Esther Augustine. Congratulations to you, Esther. It's such a, I'm so proud of you. I see all the work you're doing and how you've revolved your journey and all your French speaking and all that. Congratulations to you, Esther. Then we have the second to the last award, right? The Silent Achiever Award. So, some people are not very loud, but they're just doing their thing. It celebrates the quiet achiever who may not always be in the spotlight, but they made significant strides in their LinkedIn journey. Their impact was felt through the quality of their work. This award goes to no other person but Rosemary Augustine. Rosemary, do you know you are my namesake? My middle name is actually Mary Rose, right? I never use that name, but that's actually my middle name. Congratulations to you, Rosemary. So, so, so proud of you. You're doing such amazing work, and I hope that you continue to show up and build on the foundation that you have started. And then the final award goes to the most creative. For some reason, this person has been winning the most creative because he has been part of the cohort, part of our subscription program. So for the individual that demonstrated exceptional creativity and originality in their content and idea and in their visuals, this award goes to no other person but Mordecai. Mordecai would also be part of the faculty for our upcoming AI and accelerator and monetization bootcamp. So congratulations to you. Oh, thank you for all the congratulations in the chat. Congratulations to you, everyone. So, so proud of you. I hope that you take the lessons that Nadine is sharing today, right, as we start wrapping up our conversation, that you take it with you as an encouragement that you don't just, personal branding is not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? If you want to really build a professional brand around your business, around your career, you have to have the willingness to move forward, to overcome challenges. It's not just, oh, I did it and then now I'm going to disappear, right? So you have to build that resilience and that consistency. Thank you so much, Nadine, for your patience. I know you're very busy. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. I'm so excited learning from you, so excited just hearing your story and how you are sharing your immigrant journey. And I think the most exciting thing that you went through stuff and it just felt like, no, I'm going to use my own pain to create value that would even outlive me. Because now I've put out this work in the world. In the next 50 years, the next 100 years, it's still something that I have done that people can use as a playbook, as you call it, right, to help them to navigate the challenges of being immigrants. So congratulations to you too. Now we are going to be wrapping up our conversation as we move forward. Many professionals start strong. I've seen that happen, right? Personally, for me, right, I've also gone through phases in my life where it feels like, I want to disappear, right? So many people start strong and then they disappear. What systems or mindset shifts help people to stay visible without burning out or without just feeling like, okay, I'm just going to disappear?
So remember, we started with the difference between strategic visibility and performative visibility. If you lean more towards strategic visibility, it's going to help you minimize burnout because you will know what to speak on and what not to speak on. You will know the kind of engagements you say yes to and the kind of engagements you have to say no to. So that will also mean you don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to show up everywhere. And that helps you preserve your energy. So go back to the drawing board and really determine your why. Because when it is strategic, it is what you're doing inside that is also getting outside. So you're not a different person on LinkedIn and a different person on the job. It's the same thing that merges. So it's a seamless and effortless journey. But that's not to say that even when it's strategic and it's seamless and it's the same thing, you cannot find yourself in a situation of burnout. Personally, for me, I realized that when I'm doing something that I love, it does not feel like work. So it's important that the area that you're picking up as your area of expertise and you want to get known for, it should also be something that you're really passionate about and you love. So what I realized for me is doing the job r- refuels my energy because I love it. If you realize that your energy levels are constantly getting drained when you're doing something, you probably are in the wrong place. You're doing the wrong thing. This is from personal experience. I get refilled from doing the things that I love. So let's begin from the drawing board of choosing. Is it strategic or is it performative? Okay, now we're intentional. We've got the foundation right. It's very strategic. We know what we are saying yes to. We know what we are saying no to, which means we're not going to be everywhere. Do I really love this thing that I've selected? Do I always feel drained when I'm doing it? Then maybe you've selected the wrong thing to be strategic in. It's important to do that thing that you love, that and in doing the things that you love, chances are your energy levels will rather go up when you're doing it than go down. A lot of times it's after I come back home from an extremely busy day that I remember that and maybe I'm tired, but in the midst of doing it I'm not. However, you also have to create very good systems for yourself. Personally, I sleep 8 hours a day. So don't be that person that you lay on your bed at 10 p.m. and then you scroll through social media till 2 a.m. Running on 3 hours of sleep a day is not going to help nobody. So really audit how you're spending your time, because it's your day. If your day starts at my day starts at 5 a.m. with gym and then breakfast and then work starts at 9. But when I go from 9 to 9 p.m., it's enough for me to do what I have to do on the job and what I have to do with speaking engagements and what I have to do to maintain my LinkedIn brand with the kind of posts I put out. 9:30 p.m. I've gone to bed and I've slept for 8 hours, going to 9 before I'm waking up again the next morning. That is enough to replenish my energy fully. So really audit how you're using your time. When you go on that bed and you lay on your bed at 9 p.m., what really are you working on? Just scrolling through social media? If you're really the or if you're the type where your work schedule rather runs at night, then maybe you have to be sleeping during the day. So go, please do that audit. You realize that it is not the job that is burning you out if you're really doing what you love. So what I'm saying is, if you find yourself really doing what you're passionate about and you still feel burnt out, the next thing you need to do is audit the usage of your time. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. What are you doing when it's sleep time? When it's really sleep time, what are you doing? If you're not sleeping, are you working, trying to create the content? Because for me, what I do is a lot of the content and articles that I write, I'm not writing it that morning. I probably will use a Saturday and write maybe 3 or 4 articles. And I know that these articles on either leadership or governance, risk and compliance are gonna run on my social media, that's LinkedIn, maybe for the next 3 months. Which means that that content engine has already been built. So what else will really be burning me out in the day to day within that 3 months time frame? So do that time audit and reassess your why, especially if you focus on intentionality, strategic visibility, you're doing what you love, and you know what to say yes and no to. If you're still finding yourself burning out, audit the use of your time.
Right. I like how you put it, auditing the use of your time. And this is an opportunity for me to let you all know we have our time management workshop coming up February 7th. If you haven't signed up, you should be a part of that. It's important, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody has 24 hours. So people who are more productive and refreshed, they know something that some people don't know. And so it's important that we continue on that journey to learn how to manage our time, how to actually set goals and achieve them. Thank you so much for that insight. So I have two more questions for you today before we wind down for the day. Now, not everyone is naturally loud, and that's true. For some people, it's natural, right? It's like they're able to build on these skills where they can show up and talk and take up space, and it feels natural for them. They're not struggling. But there are people who are also introverted, as they call it, right? Where they have to think about the things they have to say and think about it again and again to even decide to speak up in meetings, to even decide to speak up in even small groups. How can people like that still build visibility while staying authentic when this is not like a natural flair for them? What kind of advice would you give to people like that?
So let me shock you. I'm introverted. I'm a very every time I say this, I get a fierce opposition. Like, no way. That is absolutely not true. I
Right.
like, I don't want to use the word I hate crowd, because for me, my introversion is almost medical, in the sense that If I find myself in too much of a crowded space, after 30 minutes, I start feeling like I'm gonna pass out. I need to step out and go to somewhere where there's absolutely nobody. I'll either go to the washroom and lock myself in to regain my energy for like 10 minutes and then step out again. And then after 30 minutes, I go back to get my energy levels back up and then step out again. That's how much of an introvert I am. You don't have to be an extrovert to create visibility. As a matter of fact, introverts are able to build better brands because you're thinking, you process information in your head more before you put it out, and then when you put it out, it's coming out with so much authority and factual that people are like, wow, this person, every time they open their mouth to speak, it's very factual. When you're in a professional environment and you say something and it becomes what they go with, there's this satisfaction that comes with it, that you begin to build credibility and trust. Like, it goes back to my previous point. We are not going to make the final decision until we hear what Nadine has to say, because Nadine has built a reputation for somebody who is very thoughtful. They do the appropriate research. They don't speak if they don't have e- enough information on the subject matter. Introverts are more likely to be this kind of people than extroverts. Extroverts will just be pop, 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 pop. Speak on at the end of the day, they cannot gain trust. Strategic visibility and professional visibility, not virality, is grounded on credibility, factual research, deep understanding of the subject matter. And if you're an introvert and you're the kind of person who tends to think more before you talk, you write the article, you verify it from every angle, check all citation sources that they're accurate before you put it out, you're more likely to build a solid professional reputation than an extrovert.
Yeah, I love how you said you are an introvert, and me too. I'm shaking my head, right? Right. You know, like for me too, when I tell people I don't like social media, they always doubt it. And I say the proof of it is that I did not have any social media until I came to LinkedIn.
Yeah,
How old now? If I liked social media, I would have been doing it, right? So it's
exactly.
just like, so it's just more like showing up and understanding that this is useful, and you're using it as a tool to see how you can use it to move yourself forward. And it's just similar to what you are explaining. So, and when I see people using introversion as an excuse, I'm like, hey, you have to figure out a system around how you
Yeah.
can make sure that you're doing it for yourself, because the truth is that nobody is going to do it for you. I think you said something about that. Even your manager, the person
No,
comes to work and they're trying to do their own work and make sure their work is seen and respected. So you
exactly.
have to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
All right. My final question for you today before we wrap up. For our graduates today, there are so many of them in the chat listening to you, learning from your experience, just networking, just trying to step out of that comfort zone. Because I would say, even for me, for the consistency I've built, getting to 2 years now of being on LinkedIn, it's still uncomfortable. I won't say it's not like, there are certain times when you probably don't feel like it, right? Because
Yeah.
of so many other things that is going on. So for our graduates today who are listening to your story, learning from your journey, what should they do in the next 90 days? Because now they've done 21 days of guided visibility, right? So I'm guiding them, I'm there, I'm supporting, and we're cheering them on. I've seen sometimes people graduate and maybe they just disappear while other people continue to push through. So what are some of the frameworks or some of the advice that you give them so that they can intentionally show up for the next 90 days to build that momentum? Because I believe so much that you have to put in the reps, right? It's
Yeah.
through putting in the reps that you create that sustainable brand that people begin to reckon with. So what would be your advice for our graduates?
So this is what I want you to do. The next 90 days should not be about more content. It should be about more direction. Don't just go out there pumping out content every day. Take some time and clearly think about the direction. I would like you to focus on three things. One core message you want to be known for. This is what I want my brand to be about: sales. I want my brand to be about virtual assistants. I want my brand to be about design. Find one core message you want to be known for. The next thing, one core audience you want to be serving intentionally. Your core message, your core audience, and the last thing, one outcome that you are working towards. So if we go back to what I said from the start, strategic versus performative, when you have your core message, my core message is going to maybe be the myths about sales. Your core audience is going to be people in sales and people who want to get into sales. One outcome, what the outcome should be, I want to correct the myth. That's gonna form what you'll be posting, the kind of other posts you'll be interacting with in order for them to notice your message. And then come up with a content calendar. It shouldn't be necessarily posting every day. Give the post some time to gain momentum and actually pass the message that you want to pass. So don't just go posting things every day for the next 90 days. Set the direction, set the audience, set the outcome, and then come up with a calendar for yourself. It might be 2 times a week or 3 times a week. It might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It might be Monday, Friday. Do that. It might be once a week. If you're the type that you really take the time and put together more of an article and go from there. That's externally. If you're already on the job, it serves the same thing. What is what you want to be known for on your team going forward? What do I want my team to know me for? Do I want to be the go-to voice for anything sales? I don't know the structure of the team you're working in, but let start positioning yourself as the person that every time my leaders want to say, oh, we have this sales pitch or this sales deck we want to put together, reach out to Gideon. Gideon is our go-to person for this. On the job, make yourself a go-to person for something and become very intentional about it. So you're creating internal and external visibility. Both of them have to go together. And that's it.
That is so amazing. Thank you so much for the nuggets. Thank you for the time that you've spent with us today. It's really, really amazing to just listen and learn. That's the whole point of the platform, like you said, is to create opportunities for learning, because there are certain things that sometimes you think is common knowledge until you realize that people actually don't know it, right? Until you begin to give them examples and how to go about it. So thank you, Nadine. If you're not following Nadine, please make sure you follow her. She posts a lot of wonderful things that you're really going to be learning a whole lot from her. I see that we have Ijoma at the back of the stage. Ijoma, if you want to come up, you can turn on your camera. I don't know if you're still there, but if I see your camera on, I can bring you up to say a thing or two before we round up today. So, okay, yeah, so Ijoma is here. Let's bring Ijoma up to hear one comment from her before we get going. What happened? Sorry, I took you out again. Okay, what's going on? Just give me a moment. I'm double clicking instead of single clicking. Okay, good. So Ijoma, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Nadine, for your patience. We'll be out of here in less than 5 minutes, right? Thank you. So Ijoma.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, I hear you. I hear you.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's really, really been very insightful. Nadine, so much has been said. Oh my God, this is like a master class that we should have been paying for, but it's coming from you free of charge for so much wealth of knowledge, so much depth. And it just shows that, I mean, you're saying this and it shows that what you're saying and what you're doing, there's a synchrony to it. It's not like, just coming on LinkedIn to dish out information because you can speak, but the balance is there. I really appreciate it. Dr. Maka, of course, thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Our cohort members have, I think that this particular cohort has really been kind of unique in its own way. And it's not surprising that the graduation event is having this kind of energy with Nadine here. And I really, really just love being here. And I appreciate you for the work that you do, Dr. Maka. It's not easy, really. I mean, just hearing Nadine speak, I'm just imagining the amount of workload that you yourself have to carry on to keep these activities going, and we appreciate it so much. I guess I'm speaking for everybody that is a member of the Scholar Hub family. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I appreciate it.
And thank you for being here, Ijoma. Thank you very much. Yeah, honestly, everybody who is an immigrant will tell you it's not an easy journey. It's just you have to be very intentional about moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. So I appreciate you for coming up on stage. Nadine, before I give you my final word, before I say give us a final word, I'm going to play a video from our graduates. It's just like a 1-minute video. Then you give us a final word and then we'll go. Thank you. Let's see video from our graduates.
Can you believe it?
What have I signed myself up for?
I can't believe 3 weeks have flown by so fast.
Another milestone achieved by me. Congratulations. I'm so excited for myself.
Hi everyone.
Oroluwa Olaleye here.
I'm Olayemi.
I am so excited. It's day 20 out of 21 in the cohort 14 Elevate Your Professional Presence with Dr. Amaka.
When I first heard about the Elevate Your Professional Presence by Dr. Amaka on LinkedIn, I thought it was going to be just another LinkedIn visibility challenge.
It was a transformative experience for me.
We were stretched, we learned, and we grew.
Right from mastering the art of content development to strategic engagement and positioning myself as a thought leader in my field, it has been a wonderful learning experience.
I can say that this program wasn't even about posting. It taught me accountability, discipline, showing up every single day.
This was a real coaching program.
This program can be a game changer for you if you're seeking to elevate your presence and position yourself better for opportunities on LinkedIn.
What I signed up for was just to be visible on LinkedIn. What I got was coaching, life coaching in growth, finding clarity, purpose, and how to keep doing better.
I wouldn't lie, the challenge stretched me. It pushed me way out of my comfort zone, and I definitely got to the point where my body and my mind were itching to go back to my comfort zone. Well, I pushed on regardless.
Thank you very much.
I'm very much grateful.
I am really, really grateful.
Thank you, Dr. Amaka Ifeduba. Thank you to Scholar of Mentoring Academy. I'm a
Okay, that's a quick one from graduates from different cohorts. We just put that video together. So thank you so much, everyone, for showing up today. So Nadine, before we go, final words from you, final blessings, final words before we close. Nadine, do you hear me? Ijoma, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Looks like Nadine is stuck.
Yes, our screen is kind of frozen.
Yeah. Do you hear me, Nadine? Okay, let's see. Ijoma, final words from you. Maybe she's
Yeah.
she's
All
going to
right.
come.
So thank you so much, everybody who has been here. It's a pleasure having you all here. Of course, I've taken notes. My notepad is full. I didn't even expect to take this much notes, but honestly, this is what we ordered versus what we got. Is in sync. Thank you so much for this, Dr. Maka, for the initiative to even bring her up. And then for all our cohort members who have just graduated, congratulations once again. Thank you for taking this opportunity seriously. It's not easy for somebody to create their time for 21 days a stretch, be committed to your growth, and they stick to it all through. And the only way to, just show appreciation is to ensure that what you've learned, you go back, take it into practice, and it's a way of paying it forward. Again, because we can't even pay completely for the amount of work, the knowledge, the growth. Um, it's invaluable, really. So I appreciate you all. But of course, this is a nudge to take it to the next level. And of
All
course, I
right.
appreciate
Thank you, Ijoma. Thank you so much for the amazing work. Ijoma is the admin that helps me at Scholar Up, and indeed, honestly, you're doing an amazing job, and I appreciate what you're doing. Most of the time, when things get so crazy for me. I can count that somebody is letting things run the way it should. So thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for being here today.
Thank
Nadine,
you.
I'm glad you're back because I wanted to hear final words from you. I didn't want you to just disappear.
Yeah, no, I couldn't
Final
disappear like
words.
that. My
Yeah,
network has not been my friend today. It's not communicating. It keeps
no
freezing,
problem.
kicking me out. Yeah, I just want to say congratulations to all the graduates. That's a huge step that you took, and stay consistent. Don't say I'm going to take a 1 week vacation. We've graduated. You're going to lose the momentum. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Implement the things that we've discussed here and the things that you learned throughout the academy. You're on a journey to building an amazing professional brand for yourself. And always have it in mind there's a difference between professional visibility and virality. Choose to be professionally visible, not viral. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. And if you want to join cohort 20, we'll be starting January 31st. The link will be in the chat. Feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to check the chat. Reach out to Ijoma. Of course, you can join. We'll keep up the momentum, keep up the journey. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for keeping the chat going. I was just reading all the chats. Ijoma has put a lot of summaries for those who didn't come. Like, you'll literally be able to read so much from all the summaries that she's been doing. Thank you so much, Nadine, for your time. I truly appreciate you. Ijoma, I appreciate you. For all the people who have attended, who have stayed here, I see Rosemary saying Ijoma is amazing. Yeah, okay, it's not just me saying it. So Rosemary is saying Ijoma is amazing. So, and then the link to join cohort 20 is there. Feel free to sign up there on the chat. Follow the people here. If you're not connected, connect with other people in the chat. Take events like this as an opportunity to network. By the time you have people gathering like this, it shows you that you have something in common with them. So you want to stay connected and continue to learn together. With that said, I'm going to say a quick bye to everyone as I end the stream. Bye, everyone. God bless you. Say bye, Nadine. Ijoma, say bye.
Bye.